Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope things are going good. Last week I did a review for Town Builder Cavorden, and it was a neat little game that came out of Kickstarter last year. And little did I know until I published a review that I was the first video reviewer of the game. There were previewers, but I reviewed the game after release. So that was cool. And I said in that thing, that video, that I don't follow Kickstarter, and I don't. I really don't. For a lot of different reasons. That's not the point, because today I had to pay attention to Kickstarter. It was a requirement. Because, as many of you know, I do work with a company called Portal Games. They are a Polish board game publisher. I've been working with them since 2014 in a semi-official capacity. If you talk to Ignacy, he would say that I am a part of the team, but I'm not actually. I'm not an employee. I don't get paid or anything like that. But today we launched a Kickstarter for a game called Pret-a-Porter, which is a French phrase meaning ready to wear, I think. It is a game about the fashion industry, which Ignacy designed 10 years ago, released 1,000 copies of it into the wild, and then never published it again. And there's been some demand for it, and so this year he decided to do a Kickstarter. And I did the voiceover work. I did the voice work for the videos and stuff like that. So it's been fun. And we did a little office poll to see. Well, I'm not in the office. The office is in Poland. But I participated. Did a little office vote to who. Ignacy asked everybody, how many backers do you think we'll get in 24 hours, and how many do you think we'll get at the end of the campaign in 2 weeks? My response was 300 and 1,800. I figured 300 in the first 24 hours. It's an odd-themed game. It's kind of heavy, Euro-y. It's a weird thing, but it's apparently a good game. People love it. And every now and then you'll see people bring it to a convention to have him sign it, because they have one of the random 1,000 copies. And as of this moment in time, I haven't checked it in the last 10 minutes or so, we were well over 1,800 backers within 6 hours of the campaign launching. So that's crazy. It was amazing. Super fun start. Ignacy had me writing these little like thematic blurbs detailing the next stretch goal. Like, you know, I'm the owner of this company, and so I'm writing it from my perspective, like, oh, I hope I get this guy on board, and I hope I get that guy on board, and then we'd unlock things. But we couldn't even update the graphic fast enough to keep up, because it was just all happening so quick. So we just kind of stopped that. So I pointed my attention towards Kickstarter a little bit today to watch that, and while I was there, I remembered, oh, my friend Kevin has a Kickstarter going on, and I really want you to go check this project out if you're a board gamer, or even if you're just an entrepreneur. Because I think Kevin has a really great story. I met Kevin, by the way, his name is Kevin Burkhardsmeyer. People call him Berkey. Berkey is his industry name. I met him years ago at a convention because he was doing a little YouTube project called Board Game Theater, where him and his children and their friends were like making costumes and trying to act out board games as though it was a theater production. It was really fun. And for what I know about Kevin, he seems to be an entrepreneur of all sorts. He has a really amazing, flavorful spice company that he makes the spices himself and packages them and sells them, called Happy Mouth. It's freaking phenomenal. One of my favorite things ever. But a few years ago, I got this call. Kevin messaged me and said, can I call you? And I said, yes. So he calls me, and he starts talking to me about this project idea that he has. And he knew that I was a woodworker. He knew that you know, I had tried other things, and he wanted to know if Portal Games, I was kind of the face of the U.S. branch of Portal Games at that time, if we would like support him, basically. And I said, yeah, absolutely, whatever you need me to do. And his idea was to make a gaming table that just sits on top of your normal table. So you don't have to buy a $1,000 table. You can buy a $600 table that sits on top of a normal table. You can sit it on top of a folding table. You can sit on top of whatever. And he really innovated the space. He made aluminum extrusions that are the kind of core of this product. It's where all the like accessories snap in. They fit in super easy, but they stay in. And then on top of the aluminum extrusion has wood grain inlays. And so there's wood grain, and he started making gaming mats, and he started this whole company. And his last Kickstarter, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this Kickstarter is only like 4 days old or 5 days old, is already like over 300 grand, I think, the last time I looked. And it's amazing. And it's really inspiring. I got to talk with him a good bit at Dice Tower Con, or not Dice Tower Con, I wasn't there. I got to talk with him at Origins, and he had a whole little setup. And if you've ever been to Origins, they had notoriously had these horrific tables that like gave people splinters and stuff. They did not have any sort of tops on them. Berkey made playmats and outfitted the whole play area with these playmats. They were unbelievable. Super cool guy. I consider him one of my good gaming con friends. I meet up with him every convention to talk to him and hang out because he's really inspiring and he's really energetic. Like he comes with a fierce energy. Like, my idea is awesome. Let's do this. And you're like, okay, let's do this. And so Portal Games, we've had one of his tables in our booth for the last couple of years now because we were helping him promote the Kickstarter. I think this will be our 3rd year with the table in our booth. And it's unbelievable. I mean, I really love it, and I really think it's an amazing product. If you're in the market for a gaming table, but you can't afford, or you don't have the space for a gigantic gaming table, the other nice thing about this is it's in 2 pieces, 2 like 3 foot by 3 foot pieces, I think. So it can come apart and you can store it. It's got slip cases for it. I mean, the guy has thought of everything, and it's really, really, really good stuff. So I would really recommend you to go check that out. And if you're into kind of medium to heavyweight Euro games with a fashion theme, you should check out Pret-a-Porter. I will put Pret-a-Porter. I will put both links in the description, and I really, I think both stories are good entrepreneurial stories. The timing of both of these projects has been part of the success of both of them, and it's not a mistake. It's a very thought out, very well planned and orchestrated thing, and yeah. So there you go. I'm pointing you towards some things that you can go spend money on. If you do spend money on them, let them know that I told you to. So thank you for being here. As always, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and being amazing friends, being wonderful people. I appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today comes from royal.gov.uk. When did King George III take the throne? George III was born on 4th of June, 1738 in London, the eldest son of Frederick, Prince of Wales, and Princess Augusta of Saxe-Gotha. He became heir to the throne on the death of his father in 1751, succeeding his grandfather George II in 1760. Today's random fact comes from royal.gov.uk. When did King George